Okay, it looks like we're running. Hopefully, I have spent probably 30 minutes just getting everything to work again. It's been so long, but I finally got everything working once again. I have Twitch chat set up. It's gonna be a bit hard for me to actually look at it. So if I miss any chats, then I really apologize, honestly, because I like talking a lot. I might end up putting on some, like, copyright free background music because, as the title of the stream states, I am going to attempt to draw a fully shaded piece on one layer without changing my opacity. Because typically in a one layer challenge, you know, the way they get around not having a shading layer like multiply, add, etc., is they change the opacity. Because watch what happens to the screen here. So let me just put down a big swath of this hideous green, and then lower my opacity to 60 and put this blue over it. And let me show you the difference between 100 and 50. So as you can see, the 50% opacity blue shades the green, whereas the 100% opacity does not. I am not going to use this feature. Instead, I will have to manually shade. For example, watch this. Like that. I will have to manually select the shading color when it comes to that point, instead of relying on opacity. Which is I would say that's like an additional challenge in addition to the one layer. Because, the one layer is already, struggling. But the thing is, I actually practiced earlier today, not in Clip Studio, just on MS Paint. Because in MS Paint, you've only got the one layer. And so I've gotten pretty good at doing that. Now, I've been practicing using my mouse for a bit now. I'd still say I'm relatively new to it. I might not be as proficient. So this will be like a nice exercise. I think I'm just gonna do something that I know. I'll just draw one of my OCs maybe. Yeah. So let me take a look at what I don't know whether to use because if either way, if I use Spotify or YouTube, I'm gonna get ads because I don't have. Actually, with YouTube, I wouldn't because I have an extension. So I'll use that to put on some copyright free lo-fi. Let's see here. Kind of a slight. Yeah, here we go. This is one of my favorites right here. This one. Okay. Why is this so janked up? I don't know. Okay. And let me add that audio. I believe it's as simple as a window capture, perhaps? Let me see. I think it is just as simple as a window capture. But I'm not. I think I will just have to put it underneath the Clip Studio capture. Okay, so capture audio. Lemon Shark Z. Meow. Hi. I'm putting on some background tunes. Now, prepare for a double voice because I'm going to check how loud the music is. So, let me see. Oh yeah, that's pretty loud. Let me turn that down. And now let me look at it. 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 Oh yeah. And now let me look at it. Oh yeah. And now let me look at it. Oh now let me look at it. Oh wait, I remembered how to fix it. Okay, we're good now. Is the music audio just right? How is it? You're kind of my test subject here, Lemon. Or Lehman, I should say. It's good? Okay. Pretty swag. It's been a while since I've done this, so. Okay. Back to what I was doing. So, let me actually, oh wait. Whoops. Also drop that infinite audio on Spotify. Was it that cool sounding? Okay, there we go. Now everything's on screen. Okay. My stupid thing would work. Okay, there we go. Okay. I'm not sure if you were here for the explanation, but I'm sure you might have read the title of this stream. Hopefully I'm speaking loud enough and I'm not mumbling too much. I've been trying to get better at that. So I think we'll just start with like a quick warm up here. Let me see if I can pop this out, the chat here, so I can actually look at it. Let me see. Can I take this out of... I don't think I can. I think I'd have to pull up my own Twitch in order to look at the chat. So, boom. Alright. There we go. So now I can actually see what is being said in real time. And I won't have to, like, change where the window is even. Because, you know, I won't have to, like, look at my multiple layers, because there will be no multiple layers. Isn't that so fantastic, guys? I'm kind of scared, to begin. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, that's odd. Okay, whatever. I guess I'm only gonna be able to look at chat whenever, like, I purposefully, like, look at it. Maybe I'll have it, like, pulled up on my phone or something. Let me figure that out real quick. I only have, like, the one monitor. So, let me see. Because, like, I don't know how... Okay, there we go. I got it pulled up on my phone. Okay. Probably won't be looking at that very much, even with it pulled up on my phone. So, anyway, let's get started. I've been dilly-dallying. So, I'm just gonna start with, like, a little sketch here. I don't know if I want to do a front face or what. Typically 3/4 is easier. Especially with, like, this kind of challenge. So, This is gonna look very odd. I'll only do like, I don't know if I want to do a full body. That would be an interesting challenge. I don't know if anybody's ever done like a full body, one layer. I'd have to look that up. I wouldn't say I've seen one personally. I don't know how I feel about how this looks, but it's whatever. It'll look better once Though I'm kind of going to emulate a sort of opacity. Like I said, I'm keeping my opacity at 100%. I'm only changing the color. You will not catch me lacking. God only knows how long this will actually take me, so. This is probably a good spot for it. So now, let's see. Can you tell I'm not incredibly used to using a mouse? Once we get to line art, it'll definitely look a lot cleaner. But that's a whole nother world from right now. I probably shouldn't use such a bun's thickness, honestly. Drawn this guy in like the same pose every time. Maybe I should switch it up a bit. What do we think? I don't know. This is gonna look buns at first, but do not underestimate me. trying to give him his usual face shape, but it's proving more difficult than I thought. But it's okay. Trust the process. Yeah, bruh. Frickin' bot in my... Get out my chat, bot. You know, for what it is, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. The key to this is the eraser. That's how I'll essentially be getting through this challenge here. It's the name of the game. Honestly, not that bad. Not that bad. It's not that bad. Ugh. Do not like how that mouth looks. Trying to figure out. Maybe I should figure out his mouth first. I don't know what to have him doing with his mouth. Should I just do like a blank expression? No, that looks stupid. I'm really leaning towards like a kind of like a half smile. You know, it's starting to look like the grandpa from Courage the Cowardly Dog, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. Something like this. I don't know. I'll keep messing with it probably. This looks so bad. I promise I make actually good art. If you don't believe me, look at my Instagram. Promise I'm not this bad. I don't know if I want to include the... I should probably include the top lip. So like the bottom lip's fine. Looks so bones. You know, usually I don't use the G pen. Maybe that's what's messing me up. Or maybe I should just... I want to start over, but I feel like I would have wasted y'all's time then. But also I want to start over. Which one is it? I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while since I done PC. I'm leaning towards using this one, maybe. I feel like it needs to taper a bit more. Where's this one? Yeah. There used to be a thing where... Oh, wait, there's... Okay. Should be like a thing that allows me to adjust the taper, but for some reason it's not wanting to show up. This one I'm looking for? No. One of these does it, I forget. God dang it, I forget what it is. It's one of these. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not sure if this is any better, honestly. Like, this is actually a little bit harder because I don't have, like, the pressure or anything. But sometimes I can sort of fake the pressure by making it taper more. But for some reason, it's not wanting to do that. Like, see, this is what I starting, ending effects. Usually what happens is you can choose this, or maybe I was wrong. Okay, brush size. Yeah, see, it gives it that tapered edge. Whereas with the regular, you don't get that. 100% opacity. See, it's not doing it with like the regular brushes, but it'll do it with like the presets and everything. Which is odd. So odd. I'm not sure what causes that, honestly. I might just have to raw dog it and save the line weight for like last. Because usually that's what makes my sketches actually not look like complete bonds. Okay, anyways. That was a long distraction. How on earth do you mesh transform? I forgot. Where's the mesh transform button? I'm losing my marbles. None of these are showing like the mesh. Let's see. There we go. I don't know what. Was there like a recent update to this version of Clip Studio Paint? Or is it just me being like, it's been like I said, it's been a minute since I used the PC version. Typically I use it on my phone. So like I'm not entirely used to actually using the PC version. That was the word. Oh my god. My idea for doing the hair potentially is a continuous curve, but those are like really annoying, so I'm not quite sure if I want to do that. Typically I save operations like that for the line art, honestly. But you know what? It'd actually be cooler if it like, yeah. Give it a bit more dynamicism, or whatever it's called. Maybe it's just because, like, these are meant to be, like, his glasses, right? And, like, my brain keeps mistaking them for, like, massive anime eyes. Trust, they're not. This man is, like, 50. Wouldn't that be hilarious, though? There we go. I think I finally figured out his face. It'll look better later. Hey, it's actually kind of coming together a little bit, actually. This is looking less buns. This is so relaxing. I love art. I love drawing. What if I, like... Yeah. That makes it look better. I don't know what to do with his arms, honestly. Maybe just, like... do the classic thing. Of the behind the back, almost. I mean, it kind of fits, like, with his posture, because he's, like, leaned over. So I guess that's what I'll do. And that would explain, like, the hair and, like, the whole gravity of everything. Maybe I'll leave it like open-ended, maybe to like kind of make it easier on me. I'm trying to like map out where his actual shirt collar is. So, his vest. Let's start like around here. That is not a very good vest. I think that looks about right. It's hard to tell. No, it's too low. It's like, I'm just gonna draw it because I'm gonna end up drawing over this anyways. Then, because, yeah, okay, yeah, this is almost where, maybe like, not sure. I'm just gonna put it like that. To remember to like give him dimension almost. That makes him look like he has a really short torso. So like maybe extend it a bit more. Or maybe just leave it open. Maybe. His head looks massive. Oh my goodness. I need to fix that. Brother, your head looks massive. That looks about proportionate, I'd say. Maybe it's a bit hard to tell with all the lines going on. Gives me an excuse to make his hair thicker. Yeah, it looks better. His head doesn't look so massive anymore. Okay. Going in with a darker color, thinner line. Not quite a final. Still super hard to tell. Maybe even darker. I'll actually use this so that it looks even better. Now that I think about it. I thought this was the continuous. Oh, doing his glasses here is actually gonna be kind of difficult because I can't easily. Well, I mean I can, but. I'll have to. I'm essentially just gonna leave it how it is, I think. Potentially. Or, like, maybe I'll, like, master this curve here. Let's see. It's like. And then just smooth it out later. I'm kind of doing like almost like my strategy when I do MS Paint. Because this is essentially the strategy I do when I do MS Paint. I go in with lighter colors to do the sketch, and then darker colors for a more refined version. And then at the end I erase like the under, because it's only one layer. So I'm gonna be really probably kind of relying on that, on the curves and straight lines here. Oh, you know what? I probably shouldn't do my cross hatching until I erase um, the underlayer. I just realized that. such a muscle memory moment. So used to doing it right away. I don't want the hat to be so angular, so I'm gonna use curves, I think. I'm gonna use some pretty heavy curves for the bottom, just to get a little bit of line weight going. So like I'm just trying to make it look a bit more organic. Yeah, I'd say that works. Again, just trying to make this look a bit more, just better in general. Nope, can't do cross-hatching yet. Just the basics. You know, ideally the angles would line up, but it appears that hasn't happened. So that's a bit disheartening. Trying to think. I just realized it's gonna be so hard to maintain the lines when it comes to the color and shading stage. I mean, that's the whole point of this challenge, but still. I just realized that. Actually, I do not want to use the straight line. I just realized how massive that looks. So small. God, that's how that worked. Forgot how hard the continuous curves are to use. That was weird. Know why it did been there. I actually like the bump right there. Whoops. There we go. Honestly, not looking too bad now. Time for a big push. Okay. His hair is all black. Right? Which means we get to do something maybe potentially satisfying here. And just, like, ensure blocking out the edges. Right? So, like, boom. Oop. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint look at his hair. And it's probably gonna look pretty interesting with what we've got going here, honestly. So let's go ahead and do that. Almost forgot to add the other, I don't know what these are called on the sides of glasses. But that. That's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Let me fill in all the white gaps. And then we'll see if we're cooking. Don't worry, I will add back the glasses arms. Just a little bit later. I wasn't expecting them to get engulfed completely by the fill bucket. So that's why. I think I might have actually accidentally fill bucketed the glasses arms now that I think about it. So that's a bit heartbreaking, but we ball. And I will add, like, proper line weight. But that's when everything is, like, actually lined. And, like, everything's cleaned up a bit more. I'll have to remember where those edges are. But for now, I'm just gonna fill it in. I think that's all the hair. Nope. I might actually flatten this out. Maybe just like a different angle. I don't know. Yeah, that would probably look good. I'll just have to remember that. That's quite satisfying. Let me check something real quick. Okay. So it looks like everything's working as it should be. Just wanted to double check. Actually, I can repurpose this line. This guide. It's a bit hard to make shoulder pads look natural, so I think I might just forego them. Even with that though, typically, yeah. looks better. There we go. It's looking pretty. It's not looking too bad, honestly. It's looking better than I thought it would. I just got a text. Give me a second. Let's see if we can get a new viewer on here. One of my friends. If you're wondering why I'm not going all the way to the edge with the eraser, I actually have a pretty neat trick to show in a second. Maybe not a second, maybe a few minutes. Essentially, it just involves getting these as close to the lines, but not quite there, if that makes sense. Too shabby. You know, obviously, the limitations are, you know, they're limiting us, but it's not so bad as I thought it would be, honestly. Like, I'd say this is pretty manageable. Now, I think now is actually a good time to showcase my little trick here. So there's this trick I like to do, where I just either use the straight line or the curve, depending on what I'm doing. And I just select transparency, and I select my size, and I just use it as like a really fine-tuned eraser. See? But before I do that, I'm actually going to try to do some like, for some parts I will have to do it, but I think I'm gonna try and do line weight before I do that, because then I can get them in one fell swoop. He looks like such a goober. Maybe I should make his bangs longer. I don't know. I've been like changing his design off and on. Oh yeah, I haven't even lined this part yet, I forgot. I'm not sure what to do right here, honestly. Because I feel like I need to, like, indicate his other leg, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Like, maybe just, I don't know, maybe just, like, leave it like that, I guess. I don't know. think that looks fine. Honestly, I'm not quite sure. I just realized I accidentally made him look like he has 2 elbows. He looks so wide. Oh my goodness. I just realized that. His back? Okay, yeah, that actually helps. I need to put a line there. I need him to not look so insanely wide. There's like 3 problems I always have when I draw this dude. Big head, wide body, and some more often than not, I make his legs too short or his arms too long. And it's only with this dude. This is the only character of mine that I really have this issue with. My other characters I can proportion pretty consistently. This guy is a menace though. I don't know what's up with him. Maybe I just don't draw him enough. I really don't draw him that often. And he's like a newer character. All my other characters are like 10 years at least. Like, this guy's only a few years old. Maybe I feel like this is just like how on earth did I do that? Looks a little bit better. Maybe if I invert this crease and do it the other way. Same thing with this one. Maybe if I just like Maybe it wasn't a good idea to hide the arm behind the back. Because now I'm having to deal with the ramifications of that pose. And that he looks like he has no arms. Or at least no forearms, at least. Maybe I just, like, have him slouching really hard? I don't know. I don't know what to do with his arms. I'm just spinning his little nub around. Please don't clip that. Maybe I do just have him, like, mega slouch. That way I can at least, like... I am still gonna cut his arm off. That also sounds really bad. Nothing I say sounds good. I just have to mess with it, I feel like. Maybe I should, like, move it and then, like, mesh transform it. So I can, like, even it out a bit more. And then just like make this straight, maybe. What the hell is going on with my line? I don't know what that was all about. That's kind of better. I'm struggling. Honestly, I feel like if I just, like, made this inwards a bit, it would look better. I feel like that looks a bit more normal. Oh, you know what? You know what's throwing me off is that I made his torso too short. Look at this. Typically, your elbows don't really go down that. Well, actually, I don't know. I feel like he's just like looks weird. I don't know. You know what? I'll just delete this part. How about that? Boom. That actually, I feel like that might have improved it. Because now we have like a clean, almost a clean slate. I still don't know what to do with his arm. But it's a bit more, there's more options at least. So I'll lasso this away. As much as I can. I mean, maybe I, like, bring this down, right? Yeah. get out a light color and like try and like block out what I want to do. So like obviously here in this jagged sphere is his shoulder. And then let me use a different gray for his chest. I'm not gonna completely enclose it, I'm just gonna do the parts I haven't done yet. Because I don't want to have to like re-erase everything. Just because I'm confused on what to do now with him. So and then I really just don't know what to do with his arm here. I mean, I could do... Let me just look at this selection and just see. I could make him like wave. So that way he has like a reason to smile. It sounds insane. I don't know, it's just so hard to like decide what to do. That is something. Line of action. But if I'm doing that, then maybe I do a more dynamic pose. Because the thing with this guy is he's kind of like a... He's an MHAOC, I will admit. So maybe I make him do like an action pose. And like tilt him. And maybe that's why I'm having so much trouble. It's like I'll use what I already have. And see if I can make it fit that idea. It's like arm back. And then he's already kind of got his chest a little bit like this. So maybe I just make him tilt like this. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. And that also gives a reason for his hair to fall. I feel like this needs to not be so curved. Oh yeah. And then like move this hair patch to better fit the new gravity. Thankfully it's already drawn to be dynamic, so like I can kind of mold it into that new purpose. I don't know what's going on with like my mouse and stuff. You see how it's like unselecting or like stopping randomly? I don't know what's up with that. That's only just happening now. I don't know. It's like, bring it forward. And make it match, like, the length here. Like that. Whoops. Forgot to press OK. I pressed on cancel by accident. So like now, what I can do is I can just lasso. Wrong color. And then I'm gonna sort of block out his hair now that's all like drawn. So like maybe yeah. And like maybe I like mesh transform this to make it more dynamic. Or maybe just like perspective transform it. Just to give it a bit more oomph. Like that. And then also like exaggerate this hair strand. I'll have to thin it out, actually. Because if I do it like I just did it, and I'm gonna try it again, but yeah. Maybe mesh transform would be better suited, because then I could like change the thickness and still have it be a bit more dynamic. So just pull it way up so that it coalesces. Yeah, honestly, I like that. I like that. And then just add this back. And even like fix this actually. Yeah, like add a white outline here. And like this to better separate these parts of the hair. I could even make the shape a little bit better if my mouse will actually work. There we go. I'm gonna mess around with this a bit. Am I just like not pressing? I might not be like pressing. I don't know how I wouldn't be. It's a mouse. It's not like it's exactly pressure sensitive. Just like adding more shape to it. Square this out. And then like make this a sharp edge. Maybe only the strand. Yeah. Maybe... Or maybe like the other way around. Where like the big part's coming in front of the little part. So like... Maybe... I feel like I have so many maybes. Like I just want to like try stuff. Like see what I can do. Maybe if I make this into like a fringe. And then combine it actually with this. And then add a white, a thin white. Like that. Oh yeah, I like that. Feel like that's a bit better. I feel like if I just add like a little notch here, it might be even better. I like that. I like that. That's definitely an improvement. That's definitely improvement. You know, now that makes me thinking, maybe I'd change his expression. I'm probably come up with a better expression. Now that I'm like actually cooking for once. And like maybe like make it asymmetrical, I guess. Maybe... I know I'm not gonna finish this tonight, so this will probably be spread out across like multiple streams. I don't know if it'll be more than two. It might end up being two or more. And then I'll try and remember to actually upload the VODs this time. Onto YouTube. Maybe I should just like this is like really making me think. That's definitely something. I think there's something here. Yeah. Feel like something's happening here. I feel like the white outlines are definitely helping a lot. Hello? Word. Thank you. Let me think. Maybe I could, like, pull this in a bit more. Lily the Zigzagoon. Hello. Sorry I didn't read your chat earlier. I don't have it, I can't have it pulled up on my computer. I've only got the one monitor. This is fire and you are cooking. Thank you very much. So if you're still here, throw chat up. Cause I'm looking right now. Why is my Twitch chat times in military time? That's odd. I think it's the correct time though. It should be. It might have been from an hour ago actually. 21:51? Isn't that like 9 o'clock? Cause wait, 0 is 12. I don't remember military time. I don't know. You know, I wonder why sometimes my curves just don't work. See? Not sure what's up with that. Maybe I need to replace the batteries in my mouse. Or it's just crapping out. I don't know. This thing's a couple years old. Which for technology is like ancient, apparently. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish smoothing out the hair, and then I'm headed off for the night because I have work in the morning, like morning. Like I have to wake up at 7:30, and it's looking pretty busy. So I want to try and get some like actual sleep. Shouldn't be too hard to go to sleep, honestly. It was a pretty chill day today. So I should be able to fall asleep pretty easily. Because I've been so relaxed all day. And I drank a bang earlier. And I'm basically set, honestly. So, this will be definitely part 1. Hopefully I have a better idea of what I want to do with this guy next stream. I'll probably stream this. I'll definitely stream again tomorrow evening. I don't really have like a consistent schedule or anything. So, but I will stream tomorrow to get some more work done on this. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out so far for the limitations at hand. I mean, I'd say I'm almost like daring, in a way, trying to do like an action pose on only one layer. I don't know though. I'll have to take a look at some of the old one layer challenges from like a few years ago. To like see what has and hasn't been done, because I don't exactly remember. I think Lavender Town did one a while back. Hers was really good. Definitely check her out. She's been a pretty big inspiration for me, I'd say. Not like art style wise, just like in the mindset of improving. Like she helped me get the mindset to improve my skills and like keep improving them. So yeah, she's really great. I guess it will just have to be off the corner. It's kind of disheartening. Hey howdy, what's the one layer challenge? The one layer challenge is essentially attempting to create a finished drawing without additional layers, like shading layers, like you see these are different layer modes, and more often than not, the way most people, including me, draw is they use these multiple layers to create effects like shading, lighting, and generally make the art process easier, like not having to worry about going too far into the line so you lose some of your line thickness. But with the one layer challenge, you don't get to have any of that. So you typically what people do in the one layer challenge is they find workarounds to this limitation. So like if I want to do shading, there are two options. Either pick a shading color and reduce the opacity, or manually mix it. What's special about my one layer challenge is that I'm choosing the former. I am not allowing myself to change the opacity, which is like an extra layer of challenge. So I have to manually mix anything I want to shade later on. Because that's the whole point of the one layer challenge. You go from a sketch to like fully rendered in only one layer. It used to be pretty popular. Like, I want to say, like, I don't know. Maybe it's like, I don't really know when it popped off. I know it was like, there were like a few peaks of it, I feel like. Like, I feel like there was a peak, I want to say like, I don't know, maybe like 2020? I don't remember. I would actually have to like look up one layer challenge to like see when most of the videos are, because I don't remember. If you've never seen a one layer challenge video, they're pretty cool. You know, it's a good test of like how well you can manage your space. Or not your space, just like how you can manage, I guess. That message was from 2218, so I think that was more recent. That was from Beige Red. So if you're still in chat, let me know. I don't pull up stream chat that often because I'm focused on the drawing. So if I miss your chat or I read it late and respond late, then I apologize. I do like interacting with anyone who comes on. You know, I love to have a nice little chat, you know. This hat is gonna be painful to clean up. I wonder if there's like a text to speech for like regular chats. I'll have to look into that for next stream, so that way I can actually respond to chat in real time instead of late. So I'll have to look into that. I had some issues trying to get chat up earlier, so I'm not sure how successful that endeavor will be. But I will look into it, definitely. Because I don't want to miss anything while I'm, trying to draw and stuff. So hopefully by tomorrow's stream, I can get that set up. Jesus. What is going on? I think somehow, somehow a pressure sensitivity has become apparent. Because it's almost like if I don't press hard enough, like it craps out. I've never seen that before in a mouse. Pressure sensitive mouse. Incredible innovations here. I swear it's not supposed to be doing this. I don't know what's going on with it. I genuinely think the batteries might be dying. And that's why it's like crapping out. Like, I don't know if it's noticeable on y'all's end, but it's very noticeable for me. Like, I can feel it. Because, you know, I'm having to press down harder. See? It let go, and I didn't let go of the clicker. I don't know what it's called. I'm sure there's a niche name for it. I just don't know. I'll have to see if I can find some batteries and see if that's the problem. Because I'd rather not have to buy a new mouse. I like this mouse. And last time I got it, it was on sale, so. I say last time I got it because this is actually like mouse 2. I had to get a new mouse like in the middle of my senior year of high school because it's a Bluetooth mouse, so it has like the USB stick thing, and you know, it sticks out, and the way the lockers worked at my high school, they weren't deep enough to accommodate for like that extra like little half inch. So like it would stick the locker out a little bit, right? Well, one of my friends was like, "Oh, hey, your locker's like open a little bit. Here, let me close it for you." I was like, "Oh, wait, no, don't do that." But I wasn't fast enough, and they slammed the locker door right into where the USB stick was, and that completely like crapped out that port. Like I haven't used that port since. Like, it's not usable. It doesn't work. I'm not sure exactly what was damaged. I just know that I had to get a new USB stick because the USB stick was also like messed up from it. And it wasn't working properly. Thankfully the kind of mouse I have is pretty cheap. Just like a Logitech mouse from like Best Buy. I got it like $40. The thing I like about it is it's got the buttons on the side, so like I can go back and forth without having to like press the back key and stuff. I know that a lot of gaming mouses have that. But I feel like sometimes the placement's a bit off. I have like unnaturally large hands, so like a lot of mice, whatever the plural of computer mouse is, they don't really fit my hands. So like the buttons often end up like in my like they're not right, essentially. I might honestly save the rest of this hat beast for tomorrow. Because if I don't take my sleep meds now, I'm gonna end up going to bed too late. Honestly, pretty satisfied so far now that I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. I'll still have to figure out what to do with his lower body, but at least I have the idea of a dynamic pose. I'll have to figure it out more. I might play with it in between streams so that I have a better idea, so that we can actually get some more progress instead of me messing around with it a whole bunch. So I might mess with it. So if it looks different next stream, that's why. I'm gonna try and not make any substantial changes. Just like, I think the most I will do is like just mess with like the rotation and nothing else, because I don't want to like, I guess, ruin the experience. I don't know, but I'd say this was pretty good, pretty sufficient for the time that we did today. Let me actually zoom in a bit so I can use this as a thumbnail. He's kind of weird looking without his mouth, obviously. See how far I can zoom this in. How much can I get away with? Looks like about here. Okay. So, let me move my cursor. And then, print screen. Okay. That'll be the thumbnail. That was honestly not too shabby, honestly. Pretty chill. You know. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Sometime. It's gonna be later. It's gonna be in the afternoon. Because I have work until 4. So maybe, I don't remember when I started this stream. It was somewhere around 7 something. So maybe around the same time tomorrow. I'll have to see. So yeah, I hope y'all liked the beginning of this. And bye bye.